After 25 plus years, after all the hype and all the waiting, we finally got a proper R-rated Mortal Kombat movie. And I got to watch it on HBO Max Friday morning at 3 in the morning, right when it dropped. But Mark, I want to get your take. How did you feel about the Mortal Kombat reboot?
I'm going to be nice here and just say that it wasn't really for me. The fights between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, both at the beginning and the end, I thought were super compelling. They could have made a whole movie around that, and I think it would have been much better. The middle parts with the other characters just seemed sort of cobbled together, and they just didn't really mesh. I didn't really feel a lot of chemistry between those characters, even though almost all the actors that were cast were fantastic actors. I just didn't feel like they really worked together well. How did you feel about it?
You kind of warned me, and you warned me a lot, and it's on record. Go back and watch all of our streams. However, I definitely did not hate the movie. I didn't love it. I'm like right in the middle. For every great moment that made me jump out of my couch, like, yeah, there was a head scratcher. I didn't fall in love with it like the way I wanted to. I feel like some of the characters were done dirty. I'll leave it at that, and it bothered me to no end. I did like the addition of Cole. I mean, the fact that they were able to bring in a new character into this universe, it worked for me personally, and Louis Tan was phenomenal. Some of the way the other characters were in there, I enjoyed the look of the film. I enjoyed the gore. I enjoyed the fights. If you're an eagle-eyed diehard fan and you saw all the Easter eggs, that stuff made me happy too. I will say this, where the movie falls apart for me was the third act, and the payoff wasn't what I wanted. However, it is polarizing among the fans. I'm reading the Mortal Kombat fan boards. I stand right in the middle. That being said, I'm hoping this gets sequels because I do want more. I feel like they can do so much if they do get sequels that they can build upon this, because this was a relatively weak starting point, but it was a starting point nonetheless, and I'm hoping they can do more.
Part of the problem for me was that it felt like they were trying to cram too many characters into this story. You know, if they're really trying to flesh out a universe, they should just take their time with it. Give us a few characters to kind of work with and have those be well developed, well executed. There was a lot of what seemed like fan service. And I say that as someone who's not really a gamer or like an MK fan particularly. So a lot of that stuff would go over my head.
But you knew enough, though. You've seen enough.
I knew enough to kind of know what was going on. Yeah. But I felt like narratively, it was a pretty weak formula. But that being said, there were some great performances in there, particularly the actor that played Kano.
For me, the MVPs were Kano, Kung Lao, and of course, Joe Townsend's Sub-Zero. That being said, I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. Mark, what do you got?
I'm going to be a little less generous. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I thought that the action, particularly the fight scenes, and again, the conflict between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, super compelling. There just wasn't enough there for me to really consider this a great film.
And real quick, before we go, we just want to politely remind you that this coming Thursday, April 29th, is the Mortal Kombat Reboot Watch Party with Master Pacina joining us once again, along with Off the Beaten Podcast, Daikaiju Tony, and of course, the Mighty Titan Goji. So we hope you guys can be there for that. We look forward to chopping it up with everybody there and getting Master Pacina's unique perspective of this movie.